Hello everyone, welcome to this video where we are bringing another success story of one of our mentees who's now ex-corporate and she when she came in she was in corporate and now she's an ex-corporate and we will hear her journey, how this entire thing happened, and you will get lots of golden nuggets. I'm very sure of that. So let's begin. To begin with, I will ask Kirwani to, kind of share a little bit of an introduction, sharing your background, city, schooling, career, job, a little bit of that.
Sure. So, hey Pallavi, and hey everyone listening to Pallavi. So nice to connect with you. Um, so yeah,
Mhm.
I it just hearing you say ex-corporate makes me feel exhilarated because if I'm sitting here on a Monday, talking to you, that's because I'm ex-corporate, and this is also something I've wanted to have happen in my life for a long time. You know a bit. So to give a little bit of a background to my schooling, I was primarily raised in Bahrain, and then I then came to India, and I studied from ninth to 12th standard in India. And as the story goes, you're either an engineer or a doctor at that point of time. But in all honesty, it was my choice to become a doctor, and because my mother is a doctor as well. And I pursued my medicine in China. And the I think into my second or third year of medicine, I realized that this much of bookish knowledge is not my cup of tea, because I am a person who would do very well in studies. I was always like a topper until eighth. After that, it dropped. But I was always somebody who would do really well in, let's say, extracurricular activities like singing, dancing, debates, and extempore competitions and all of that. But I loved medicine because of the aspect that I could help people. So it was like I couldn't find my path at that point of time. So I was young, and the next step was just to do internship and then get a job. Thankfully, by the grace of the divine, I think I was always put into situations where I ended up working in corporates where there was a medical and a technical aspect to the job that I was doing. When I got into medicine, such opportunities never existed. But thankfully, with the introduction of AI and other things, slowly, when you look at things retrospectively, it makes sense, right? So that's how I got into a job where yeah, I worked from home for close to 8 years. And then I had my daughter. And, I kind of felt like I was there in that organization for a while. It was a long time, and I felt like, I am capable of much more, and I was not being leveraged as much as I could in the organization in which I was working. So then I switched to other companies. And the last one that I was in, extreme misalignment, because I think that's where the universe is like holding a rod and saying, get out from here, you're meant for bigger things. But there has always been this nudge. Like I mentioned, I always wanted to be location independent. I'm not sure if I mentioned that earlier, but yeah, my dream, because I worked for 8 years, I worked from home for 8 years. I always looked for that freedom to be able to work from anywhere I wanted and also make like really good money. These were my two very important aspects of switching my job, which didn't happen in the last job that I was at because I had to go into the office and all. And the other thing is, I wanted location independence because I love traveling. It is one of my, it defines, I think it is one part of my core personality. But that was met with a lot of conflicts and resistances from my organization, because as all corporates go, if they are not enjoying their lives, they probably don't want you to do it. But yeah, jokes apart, they had a problem and during most of my travels. So I could sense from my end and from their end also that this resistance, and this was building up more and more. And interestingly, I got laid off in May 2025. I saw this coming, I think the previous year, and that's when I met you, Pallavi, in November 24. Entirely because I wanted to change how I was functioning, because I had a lot of issues going on at the professional as well as the personal end of things. And when I saw your interview, Pallavi, on YouTube, That was like, there's something about this person. I never did much of a research, you know that as well. I was just like, let me just give it a shot. Let me just speak to her. And I just loved how immediate your response was. I messaged you on Instagram, and then gave me, you immediately responded. And I think we got on a call right the next day. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going for it. There were no two thoughts about it. So before all of this, as you already know, I have tried my hands at a lot of things. I tried to be a freelance makeup artist, and then I've tried to, get into social media. I tried to be a social media strategist and a virtual assistant, but it didn't work out. And then this happened, and then 6 months down the line, I noticed so many changes in myself. And then the best part was people around me started noticing, right? So that's when I was like, if I would consider myself a very resistant person. If you saw me like one, or not 1 year, maybe 1.5, 2 years ago, I would be this person that would just, like a horse that's worn a blind. I would just be able to see only that, like a tunnel vision, other people's perspective or other people's point of view was something that was very hard for me to grasp. So I felt like if somebody like me who could, shed so much of that resistance and ego, you know, this is beautiful because I'm still helping people heal, because that's the reason I got into medicine. So I can still help people heal. I can also realize my dream of being location independent and making money, good amount of money. So that was my reason and the purpose of why I'm here. Yeah, that's how it just happened. And, I didn't even think about it right now when I was answering you. I just thought of everything that's happened from school to this moment. And it's just so beautiful to see how it's culminated. So, yeah.
Wow, that's so lovely. And, you shared it so candidly. And, I really appreciate that. And of course, many times, and I would really, really want to emphasize that a lot of ambitious, talented working women, kind of will feel at the same place, right? Even, doctors, right? Kind of interacted with a lot of doctors as well, and they felt the same, right? That even though everything is good, but there's something missing, something, kind of like something feels incomplete, right? So, thank you so much for expressing that so beautifully and vividly that, I'm sure everybody, can relate with it. So, thank you so much for that. And, tell me, so you shared how things were, going when you joined the program and how things are going now, right? So can you give me a little bit of, for our, everybody in the audience who will be watching, how things are different, how energy is different, how your, thoughts, attitude towards life, things, challenges and problems have changed,
Sure.
how you have evolved basically.
Pallavi, I will need to write a 365 pages note, a book on this. Um, the changes have been very, so yeah, to answer your question. So what usually happens is we expect like, earth shattering changes when we do something, right? But that's not how it worked for me. And of course, that's not how it worked for my clients as well. The changes were so subtle that once it happened, you'd be like, oh, but how I usually operate. I usually do A, and A never served me, but I've done B. Subconsciously, I did B. So, you know it, I'm just back from a retreat. And so I'm also in a I'm in a very elated state. So what
Mhm.
happened? But Bangalore's traffic can change that in a few seconds, right?
Like this.
Exactly. But what happened is I drove down to Tiruvannamalai. The best part was it was superbly jammed. The road was horribly jammed. Even when I got out of the city near Hosur, if people are from Bangalore, then you know Hosur is like the next place after you exit Bangalore. And I was stuck
Mm.
in traffic for 45 minutes. Okay.
Mm.
Of course, my leg hurt because you're constantly, switching pedals. But every time I never felt that, oh my God, what the hell is this? Each time, what I felt is if the divine is delaying it, there is a reason for it. You know, nothing is coincidental. There is a reason for it. That was so surprising to me because I'm like, wow, in real, my nervous system wiring has literally changed, right? And like most of us married women have, our husbands have the potential to trigger us. Again, triggers are, of course, not outside us, they're within us. But being able to catch that, you know, and then have that empathy and that compassion that, they are also coming from a completely different bring up, a completely different mindset, just having that grace to even look at the other person's side. I think that is a very big shift for me. And Palvi, I'm not sure if you remember, but many months ago, I shared that I had an altercation. I mean, the cabbie had an altercation with me, but then in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, how hurt he must be in his life that he wants to hurt other people, right? Of course, I kept myself safe. I got out of the cab, but beyond that, it was just like, of course, my stress hormones peaked at that point. But I saw, it's like this is the baseline. I went up there, but in few minutes I was able to come back to baseline and think that, hurt people hurt others, right? And then just, now, even as more time goes, it's like you just give all your love and compassion to the people who don't have it. And that's probably why they're behaving a certain way. So I think, like I mentioned, I will need like an entire book to write the changes that I've noticed. And the best part is, um, I think I strongly believe that as and when you do the inner work on yourself, and you try to change, understand, and change things. When once you understand, the changes just happen automatically. You don't have to literally sit and rewire things. Once
Yeah.
that happens, the frequency of people around you changes. Because last year, I cannot say that I had the same relationship with my mom, but now it has blossomed so beautifully. And this is mostly because, both of us, of course, have come to an understanding, on our boundaries, what's okay, what's not okay. But we really cherish the time that we spend with each other. So, I think the core relationships of my life, they have improved profoundly. And the way I communicate, because challenges are going to be there till the end of our time, right? Most of the problem comes because we don't know how to share it, or how to communicate it, and then we are completely shut off to the other person's perspective. But here, you slowly, it's been 1 year now, it's more than 1 year since I know you. So life has changed only for the better. And I strongly believe that when you are into these kind of things where you're trying to, make your life better, make yourself better, universe will test you in so many different ways to see if you have learned your lesson. And I am getting those lessons on an everyday basis, but happy to say that it looks like I'm passing at least 80% of it.
Is a big number, isn't it? And of course, I would like to say that when Kirwani came in, I would say that very small thing used to, kind of disturb her in a big way, right? And I'm not saying that this was her nature, right? It could have been because she was doing something very misaligned, probably, she wanted to travel more, but then every time get those leaves, it was such a big struggle, right? And then, of course, traveling to office, coming back, and in all total, doing something very misaligned, right? Makes the person this way, right? It is like you're feeling pressured. You're feeling like every time something, like even small things, that is where you are getting suppressed, right? And of course, it will look like, oh, my career is also not dwelling, my relationships are also not dwelling, this is also not happening, that is also not happening. But when you start working on one aspect of life, right, this is the conclusion that I draw from what she shared so beautifully, that when you start working on one aspect of your life, right, at least you start doing something which is aligned, right? And life coaching is the best option in this case because you're working on yourself and you're taking that experience and you are starting to help others, right? So when that happens, automatically everything kind of realigns and your life as a whole becomes blissful. Am I right? This is the exact
Yeah,
thing, that I
of
hear
course.
from what you share.
Yes, of course. You
Yeah.
summed it up beautifully. Yeah.
Lovely. So let us know, if we want to know that what are your, of course, we heard a lot of, wins and breakthroughs, when you shared, have you, would also like to know that have you started serving clients, have you started, having monetary wins as well, can you share a little bit on that?
Yes, of course, of course. So yes, Pallavi, I have beautiful soul aligned clients who have been extremely happy with the changes that they've seen in their lives. And somewhere, so interestingly, on New Year's, I got a message from my client who said, and she's not somebody who expresses things very openly. So communication is something we are constantly working on. Every session is something that,
Mm,
be more vulnerable, be
mm,
more open.
mm.
So she sent me this very beautiful, let me just read that for you. Just give me a second.
Sure.
So she sent me a message saying, "Hey, Happy New Year." And it felt very heartful because, like I told you, she doesn't express much. So she messaged me saying, "Yeah, I want to sincerely thank you for your guidance, support, and the valuable learnings you've shared with me. Your support has meant a lot to me, and I'm grateful for the growth it has brought." And when I saw this message, I actually teared up for a second. Okay. Like, I strongly believe I'm not the doer. Okay. I'm just the vessel. It is every person's divine calling because of which
Mm,
they are here. It's their calling and it's the grace that they have. But somebody has to deliver the message, right? So I feel like I'm a messenger. And that day I really teared up because, I never knew that, that this is when I actually felt like I was healing people. Because, like I mentioned, I have been in the corporate side of things for a long time. So there was no direct touch with patients or there was no direct
mm,
consultations with patients.
mm.
Yeah, of course, I would help out my friends or, people who would just come. I would feel very happy to speak for hours to people, about their medical problems. And when they just got that light saying, oh, okay, there is a next step for me, I would just feel very happy that, okay, they have some sort of direction that they can take. So when I heard this, and of course from my other clients, it was like, I think I finally arrived. Of course, I'm not talking about the arrived in terms of the bigger picture, but I kind of feel like I found my path.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, like I mentioned, that's one part. And like I already mentioned earlier, monetary, I wanted to make good money. So very happy to share that I've crossed six figures with my existing clients. And yeah, and every client that I take up is more and more healing for my own self. And each client I pick up based on their feedback, there is so much. So, like I tell you always, my head bursts with ideas, and, I literally need to like yeah, share it with people. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's I feel like my
Wonderful.
boxes are getting checked. uh
Yay.
so yeah.
That's so amazing to know. And, I could literally sense the joy, that you are having, in this journey, like, where you are saying that almost everything you can see that, okay, there is a way to achieve all of this, right? I wouldn't have to settle, कि इतना ही हो पाएगा, or I don't have to settle for a have to life,
No,
right?
definitely not. The have to illusion had to break after like 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and there are no limits to what you can do here,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
No.
it's like you want to do, you can just do whatever you want. It's like,
Yeah.
the world is your ocean kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it feels here. Absolutely. So, share it with us that, what did you do differently to actually be able to come to this part of life? Because there are a lot of working women, even homemakers who are ambitious. They have dreams, they want to change their life, they are feeling stuck in their current life. But there's one thing or the other, maybe the family is not supporting, maybe monetary investment fears, all of that, anything, something that comes and holds their journey. They are not able to kind of come on the other side, right? What would you say that this is what worked for you, how you shifted from one side of your life to cherished dream life? which you are building right now? What did you do differently here?
That's actually a lovely question, Pallavi, because most of us are not even aware of what is blocking us, right?
Hmm.
So the one thing that I think I was very brave about was just taking the plunge and investing in myself. You know this, I'm sure you know it. Like we have been working together for a while now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't hesitate if saw the value in it. I wouldn't hesitate or ruminate much about, oh, okay, but what if I don't make it back? Oh, but what if this and that?
Hmm.
So I also feel like God or universe or the energy, whatever you call it, rewards those who take the brave step of, doing things for themselves. Because why should you be given anything if you don't have the courage or the guts to,
True.
try to even take charge of your life? Okay. And as Indian women, I feel like we have huge money blocks because right from our childhood, we have heard things like, money is so hard to earn. Only if you work hard, you will make money. Okay. So, spending money, up to a certain point, we would be asking our parents, then we ask our husbands. And then, I feel like Indian women have this very strong money block. But the best part is, for my mom was a super independent woman. So I've always seen her, spend money on herself, be it for luxury or, be it working out or her clothes. So to an extent, I think compared to the average person, my resistance to spending money on my personal growth was a little lesser. Okay. I won't say it wasn't there at all, but of
Mhm.
course, it was lesser.
Yeah.
That is number one. And number two, I feel like I was able to recognize parts of myself that were resistant to these changes. Like,
Mm.
oh, if I do this, what kind of things are going to come up? Do I have to put in the work? Is it going to be so hard? uh,
Yeah.
because people tend to get scared of these things, right?
Mm.
Like now I have an 8-hour job, I have kids, I have to handle my relationship, my in-laws, and on top of this, I have to do this also. But it's like, if I can shout from the top of my building saying, spend half an hour to 45 minutes on yourself and your life will shift in ways you can't even imagine 6 months down the line, right?
True.
So I think one was a lesser resistance to spending the money on myself, and number two, also a lesser resistance to having to do the work on myself. Even
Mm.
now in the morning, of course, there are times when you're busy traveling, or your child is sick or you are sick, where you can't do certain things that you have to do to
True.
become that 100%. But for
Mm.
the most part, even now, the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning are the morning rituals that you
Wow.
suggest. So just the
Mhm.
morning breathing and all of the other things that we do. That
Right.
itself is like, I feel like people look for, like you have fever, take a paracetamol, you'll be fine in half an hour. It doesn't work like that. It's
Mm.
compounding, compounding, compounding. A
Absolutely.
journey that started in 2024 November has culminated to a Jan 26 where the traffic doesn't even bother me. Oh, there's traffic. Great. God's
Mm.
trying to avert something that could, like the burnt toast theory, right? So
Absolutely.
and it's the best part for me is, Pallavi, that's something I want to talk to you later on. I mean, but since we are here already, I'm telling you that I was like,
Yeah.
wow, okay, like it's so automatic. Earlier it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm feeling so down now. Main kya karu? What do I do with this?
Mm.
Oh no, but I have to be thankful for these things. Now it's not like
Mm.
that. I'm automatically thankful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am in traffic, but I'm sitting inside an AC car, listening to music. Isn't this luxury? That's the kind of mindset that has shifted. So yeah, all of these, of course, it doesn't come easy. Nothing worth having comes easy.
Yeah.
So yeah, resistance, to sum it up, resistance to spending the money on our own self, and resistance to
Yeah.
taking the work that actually needs to be taken. I would
Right.
suggest anybody who's hearing this and having doubts, I really want you guys. Sorry, Pallavi, I'm stealing your thunder here a bit. I really want you to like literally note down the reasons that you give yourselves. Maybe I have kids, I can't spend time on myself. I have to cook, I have to clean, I have to go for work, everything. That could be 10, 20, 30. But all it takes is just this one decision here saying, no matter what, I'm going to put this half an hour on myself.
Yeah. Beautiful. Like, I am seeing, a big, successful, like, brand name in life coaching in making.
Thank you, thank you.
So I am feeling like, how we feel with us young kids, right? That, oh my God, my kid is grown. So it is that kind of a feeling that I am
I'm
getting
your
right
kid
now.
forever.
We are same age, by the way, like almost same age.
Yeah.
But the feeling, is like that. And what you said is so, so right. And I really, want to emphasize that, like people think that they will join the course and in one day, things will change. It doesn't work like that, right? You'll have to trust the process. You'll have to do things. It doesn't take, like, I will not ask you to work 5 hours in a day just on yourself, right? Even the 5 minute, 10 minutes morning rituals can bring about a change, which, like, you will be surprised that how could I react or how could I not react actually, in a place, in a certain situation. Like you mentioned traffic, it may sound like, traffic, even a big deal? But the big deal is the energy leak. The big deal is not you not being angry or you not being frustrated in the traffic.
Exactly.
The bigger thing is the energy leak, which you already did, by the way, in that 5 minutes. And then now you have tuned yourself to that frustration. And now you will feel that cab episode was just a 2 minute, 5 minute thing. But that is traveling with you, with your boss, with your colleagues, with your, let's say clients or friends, family, everywhere it travels with you. So it is a big deal, right?
Yes, of course.
So you said it, so well, and also kind of in summary, it sounded like that life coaching is a no-brainer kind of a career because you are actually working on yourself. You are actually kind of making your life better and blissful and all of that, every single day. And after that, you are able to even monetize.
Yes,
Like when I got to know this, my mind was blown, to a whole different level.
of course.
Yeah. Lovely. So, now that we are discussing this, let's discuss about what does your dream life look like?
Wow. Yeah, okay. To be very honest, um, it has to be location independent. Like
Of
that's like
course.
a
Mhm.
no-brainer for me now. After this, I can't imagine myself staying
Right.
traveling to office.
Mm.
And if you know how it is in Bangalore and slowly any other big city in India, it's a big hassle. And yeah, the very important thing is my daughter is now going to turn 5 years old. So a little backstory. Sorry if I'm taking up too much time,
No
but
problem. No
yeah.
problem.
So I mentioned that my mother is a doctor, right? And my parents raised me abroad. We moved when I was 10 months old. And as the story goes, where both the parents are working abroad, the child has to be put in a daycare. So I was in a daycare right from when I was 10 months old.
Mm.
And, to a certain point, even until the last year, I probably may have said things like, even I was in a daycare at 10 months old. What happened? I'm fine. But I
Mm.
wasn't fine, right? And they
Mm.
say, right, your mind forgets, but your body remembers. I don't know. Maybe I cried out for my mom or my dad. What does a 10-month
Mm.
old know, right? Maybe that
Absolutely.
trauma was stored and maybe that was dictate. I'm not saying that was the only thing. Of course, parents always do things keeping our well-being in the highest, as the highest goal for themselves.
Mm.
But maybe I missed my parents, maybe I missed their warmth, and maybe, a lot of my subconscious programming was created at that point of time. I don't want my daughter to go through that. So, I don't want her to have a physically unavailable mom. Of course, by no means am I saying that a mother has to stay stuck to their daughter, Pallavi. I travel leaving my daughter behind.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, I'm also traveling for my anniversary the end of this month.
Right.
And she's going to be back home with my relatives. But
Hmm.
I want to be that very strong source of emotional support. And when she
Hmm.
needs me, I'm going to be there. I
Yeah.
can't say, I don't want to like, say I'm at work. Yeah, again, maybe that's not the right thing to say, but I don't want to not be available for her. I want to
Hmm.
dictate my time. Like if 4
Hmm.
to 5 p.m. is when she's available to play, I want to be there at 4 to 5 p.m.
Yeah.
and work my schedule around this, because until she's
Hmm.
of a certain age, I know that my role as a nurturer has to be very profound if I want to raise an emotionally secure human. Okay.
Yeah.
So location independence with my choice to choose when I work. Okay. I choose when, based on of course my clients schedules, we work it
Right.
out amongst ourselves. That
Yeah.
is one. And the other thing is travel, travel as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because, I'm also growing older, and, my knees and my back have started giving symptoms saying, finish this soon. So yeah, so that's a big part of it. And of course, I have a lot of material wishes, the BMW is still on,
Hmm.
it's
It's
actually
coming.
there on my vision board. So I know it's coming very soon.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think just a very peaceful life where,
Hmm.
lots of love, lots of time. Because I think in my final days, I don't want to regret not spending the time, attention, and not sharing the love and joy with the
Yeah.
people who mattered the most.
Yeah. Wow. So beautiful, and you shared it so beautifully. And like, of course, many people keep running behind money their entire life, you know, but, money cannot buy these things. Money cannot, you know, like, money cannot be even compared with the kind of peace, that we are talking about here. And the dream that you said, that, having a work schedule around family itself will be a alien concept,
Yes,
especially, in lives of working women. Because, of course, the office decides our time to work, and then, we give everyone else the leftover time, that we have.
exactly.
I have myself done that for 12 years.
Yeah.
Can't, say that I have not done this. I have done this because I didn't knew anything better. Like, I didn't even knew that there any other option. Like, do I have an option? So wow, truly a dream. And, it is coming fairly soon, where you will have everything, whatever you want. It has already started, by the way. She's already an, ex-corporate and kind of living a flexible life.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
Pallavi,
Yeah.
sorry, one thing to add, because, we are mostly speaking to women.
Yeah.
As a doctor, I know that women's productivity levels are cannot
Hmm.
be compared to a man's, because men function on a 24-hour hormone cycle. Their testosterone peaks in the morning and
Hmm.
reduces by the night. But for women, it's like a beautiful, orchestra over 28 days.
Hmm.
So, but in a corporate, there is absolutely no way they will sync with your cycle. Maybe 50, 100 years down the line, we may expect changes like
Hmm.
that. But for myself, I know when I am the most productive and when I need to go inward, slow down a bit with, work, with workouts, with
Hmm.
food, whatever it is. So I
Hmm.
feel like this gives me a very beautiful chance to, take on more work during the first half of the
Yeah.
cycle when I know, I'm at my
Yeah.
productive best. And then slow
Yeah.
down, reduce my sessions, rest, calm down during the second half. So this is
Hmm.
another beautiful change that just like came up to my mind when
Yeah.
we were just
Yeah.
talking.
No, that's so amazing. And thank you so much for sharing that. Coming from a doctor, of course, we are not talking random things here, right? So, of course, that is the truth. And, this is so amazing that these kind of careers, right, like life coaching or, any kind of freelancing space gives you that opportunity, like having something of your own, like not dependent on a job, right? Gives you a space where, you can explore yourself, you can see what works for you, what doesn't work for you, when you want to work, when you don't want to work, which is absolute freedom.
Of course.
Right? But I'm sure, there are women who will still find it difficult. They are finding it difficult already to actually, take some action towards their dream. What would be the thing that you would want to, kind of tell them, that, how they can, kind of start materializing, bringing their dreams to reality?
Lovely question, Pallavi. Because as women, we always struggle to give ourselves the love that we so happily, so unlimitlessly give everybody
Yeah.
else, right? Husband, parents, in-laws, kids, everybody. I will say, please give that love to your own self, right? If your child came to you and told you that this is the situation, this is what I want to do, but this is what is blocking me, what would you tell your child? Show the same kindness and the same love, give the same courage and the guts and the strength that you would give your child, give it to your own self. Bas khatam. That's the only
So
thing,
beautiful.
because women are extremely smart and intuitive. They have all the answers. But it's just that conditioning, right from your young, right from your born to, you see your mom slogging it off for everyone else and not do anything for herself. It just becomes normal. How can I do
Yeah.
this for myself? But I have to do this, right? I have this, I have these commitments. How true and authentic are you staying to yourself? Do you want to be a chick person like 20 years down the line thinking I didn't realize any of my dreams? Or do you
Mm.
want to take the brave step? It's going to be a hard 6 months to 1 year. Are you okay to, they say, right? Uh, you know, um, Exercising is hard. Being unhealthy is hard. Choose your heart, right?
Yeah.
So choose your heart. Do you want to choose the 1 year of hard, or do you want to choose, being unhappy and resentful every single
Mm.
day of your life for the next like 20, 30 years of your life?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that one simple question
Beautiful.
should help get some perspective.
Right. Beautiful. My goodness. And so true. Prioritize yourself.
Yes.
Right. Like enough of prioritizing everything else and everyone else. Right. Now is your time. Lovely, lovely. So, let's talk about, a little bit on the program side. So you are into the AI empowered life coaching. So, what would you say that it is a speciality? Like which part of the program, or which, aspect of the program you enjoyed the most, and you feel like, wow, I didn't see this anywhere else, or, something like that, like something unique that popped out.
Pallavi, I think I've always shared this. To me, it's your presence that makes the program what it is. Okay.
Thank you.
No, seriously, like the kind of interest that you take, I send you messages like 1 and 2 in the night, right? And she responds at that time. That's the another thing which probably is, yeah, whatever. But yeah, I think
Of course, if I'm
your,
awake.
yeah, but yeah, your presence makes the big difference, because I think you genuinely care for people. Okay. We know we have worked beyond, a coach and a mentee situation as well. So you take a personal interest and you genuinely give it your all. Okay. So I think that makes it very unique, because I haven't heard of anyone else giving me that kind of feedback. Maybe there are people, but I came across you. So of course you are, the life of the program, and your innovation with things like, it wasn't what it was a couple of months ago. What you're doing now and what you did then are like, there is a lot of difference, right? So you just upgrade it. You take the efforts. I know how you were up until like 3 and 4 every night, learning things, trying to, share what your knowledge with us.
Yeah, the AI.
So yeah, so you do your best to sort of keep in touch with the current trend, and pass that knowledge to us, and do whatever it takes so that none of us give any excuses saying, again, sorry, I think I lost you out for a bit there. But yeah, so I was just saying that, it's like done for you, right? Like, do this. all you need to do is put a couple of prompts and share your inputs, and it's all done for you. So it's cutting out so much of time that you would spend literally sitting and designing things and working on things. So I think two things that are like the specialty is you, and then your interest and your uh, passion towards making sure that your mentees succeed and do whatever it takes to get them the results that they have to get.
Thank you. Feels
Of
like awesome to hear all this, of course. But yeah, genuinely, thank you. Thank you for acknowledging that. I know what it feels like for a working woman, a busy working woman, handling home, handling, office and whatnot, to take action and kind of build this. So this entire program has been created with my own life experience of 2 years as a working woman handling a high paying high designation job, plus building this coaching venture as a side career. So I've kind of thought it through and seen it through that lens, and this is where I'm coming up with things that would have helped me when I was starting out, and that is what I keep kind of giving to everyone, so that the journey becomes like a cakewalk. If like literally I want it to be the easiest thing that one can do, because a talented working woman is really stuck at her job. So she has so much to offer to the world, is what I feel. And I really want to enable her to be able to create an impact, even if she doesn't want to, kind of earn money through this. But even then, if she comes out and starts sharing, like, I know for sure, like, we all can become the biggest contributors to, kind of taking India's, economic status to a whole different level, if we just try to help each other and kind of just start sharing what we already know, right? So that is what I'm trying to do here. And people like you are helping me in kind of establishing and bringing this entire thing to reality, which is so amazing. And that is why I really truly love being here. And you people are the people who are energizing me constantly. So thank you so much for that.
course, of course.
Yeah. So tell me, is this all boring study kind of a space, or do you remember something funny incident from the program?
I think every session is fun, right? Yeah, no, I really love the stories that you share. You know, there is not like one situation that I can point out, because like I said, I think it's a no-brainer to attend the sessions, unless I'm like literally down. I've reached out to you so many times and said, Pallavi, I'm having a migraine today, I'll not be able to attend, but then you would just see me there,
Yeah.
and then like, are you better, or like, why are you here? And I'm like, no, I didn't want to miss it. So it's like, just to be in that energy. I mean, we have a mix of everything, right, Pallavi? There's laughs, there's tears sometimes, there's a lot of sharing, and then there's this beautiful sisterhood that has
Mm,
somehow gotten fostered. And
mm,
it's so lovely, because the narrative that goes that women bring other women down. Oh my
yeah.
God, then you haven't met the right women in your life. Okay, that's the only thing that I would say. Because when I have gotten my clients and when I see other people getting clients, it's like, oh my God, wow, it's like so happy. Just so nice to see that circle growing bigger, and just the smile and just the happiness and the love that is shared between the people in the group. I think um I think we're going to be there for each other, like, even after the program ends. So just the encouragement. And, the other day, I think one of our one of my co-life coaches had, appreciated how good my reels were. And I was like, that's
Mm,
so lovely of her to even notice. She is
yeah.
busy, she has kids, she has her own business, yet she notices. So the sisterhood, is like so, so, so lovely. And yeah, I think the fun that we have, in just like pulling each other's legs and, how I don't want to bring her name, but how we make fun of P, who that is, like, with respect to her innocence. It's like really so
Right,
cute. And it's
right.
just so lovely to see that nobody takes offense,
Yeah.
You can say anything and people are like, yeah, whatever. So, I can just come
Yeah.
out there, sit amongst three other, four other, 10 other people, in your tribe and just literally share, what went wrong that day and what went well without any fear of, nazar or, fear of
Mm.
judgment and all of that. So I think that strong sisterhood that you're building is like, it has completely shifted my opinion towards how I used to see women friendships. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It just gave me a goosebumps.
Yeah.
And thank you so much again, for acknowledging it, sharing it so amazingly here. And, I agree. Like I said, this group, this tribe really helps me wake up enthusiastically in the morning and kind of, in fact, even today, I'm not well,
Oh,
but, I'm here and, I'm not even feeling, anything like the, sickness automatically got cured. So, I'm sure, each one of you bring that level of energy here, that it is literally healing each other and kind of helping each other to, kind of break the barriers and go and, kind of jump, or leap towards the next, level wherever, you want to reach. So, yeah, that's how, beautiful the entire, kind of, the relationship is here. All right. So that brings us to the almost end of this, entire interview. Of course, I'm sure, to the audience, everybody would have got a lot of insights. There would have been, there were a lot of golden nuggets that she shared. And I'm sure you got an idea of, like how to change your life and a couple of pointers from a doctor, about, how the life moves and, kind of things to be careful about, right? So, with that, we are going to, kind of end the video. Do you have some closing thoughts, Kirvani?
I think getting into life coaching was the best decision of my life. And every day, I'm very thankful for having met you at exactly the right time, Pallavi. I feel like God puts people in your life for a reason. And I think I have my reason. And I think it was divine timing that I met you.
Yeah.
So, to anybody who's watching, go for it. Trust yourselves. Go for it. I can only tell you that you will never regret it if you choose to stay honest to your purpose in life.
True. Thank you so much.
Most welcome,
Thank you
most
so much
welcome.
for trusting me. Thank you so much for putting in the effort. Thank you so much for, kind of going ahead no matter what, right? So, of course, that is where the universe is watching and, is blessing, a lot of things, according to, what is your cherished dream life, right? With that, thank you so much. Bye bye. See you on
Thank you.
another
Bye.
video. Bye.